Hello, welcome to this week's weekly outlook. Going to kick off with the dollar index. That's going to be my main focus. Dollar pairs are going to be my main focus for the week ahead. We do have a rate decision out of Australia, so Aussie pairs will be on hold until after that, and then we'll have another outlook and see where we are in regards to that. But in terms of the dollar, we had those job numbers come out and have this spike in the dollar. We've had this bullish, very bullish candle, and the important thing for me is we've come down and swept an important low. So this swing low where we've reacted from before, heavy buy-ins come in, we've come down and we've rated this low and we've reacted. So that puts me on alert to be starting to look for dollar strength plays, and I'd say the favorite play that I'm looking at is probably pound dollar. So we'll go over that first. We'll take a look at the weekly chart. Obviously huge reaction to the downside. Any pullback I'm looking to get involved with, so we can mark out this potential high as that will be support and resistance on the lower time frames. Let's go down into the H4 and see how that looks. We can tidy it up a bit. So let's now we have a clean level that we can look for any pullbacks. Obviously it's overstretched at the moment. We don't want to be selling when we open, and where do we put our stop here? That doesn't make sense. What we want to do is look for market to pull back. Maybe even it doesn't get up to here, but it is a nice level if it does. Support, 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 resistance. So if we can pull back there, follow structure, break down, then look for selling opportunities. Other thing we could do is probably just let Monday unfold. Let Monday's range unfold. If we get something like this and then we break out to the downside, then we'll have a range to work with somewhere to put our stop, a nice clear entry, and yeah, we'll just be looking to sell pound dollar. So we'll let Monday unfold, I'd say, on this, unless we get a pullback. Let's see, Monday's range here. Once we break below, it takes a few attempts, obviously, but then we get this deviation back below, and then that'll be your trigger to sell. So if we could get something similar to that, say we have Monday's range here, even a pop up higher, back below, and then look to sell pound. So yeah, a long-winded way of saying that I'm looking to sell pound dollar. I'll be selling it on any pullbacks possible. So ideally into some structure, previous support and resistance would be key, and then we'll take it from there. Another instrument I'm looking at, we'll just go to Euro USD. Pretty much going to be similar plays across the board here, but you can see from a weekly standpoint, we'll just go out to the weekly time frame. And this is a very bearish candle, and we were looking for selling opportunities last week from this area of support and resistance. We talked about these 3 wicks and how it is a bearish pattern, and once you see that, it's starting to put on alert to look for selling opportunities. And so any pullback I'll be looking at, maybe weekly, this weekly candle low would be an ideal place to look for some selling opportunities. Let's see what that looks like on the lower time frames. Let's just zoom in. We'll pull this across, down to the H4. Yeah, so we have a little bit of structure there. We can have support here, support here, support here, bit of a raid below, back above, that's support. We've got a push, so if we get a pullback early in the week, then I'll be looking for selling opportunities. As I say, I do like pound better just because it looks weaker. So if I'm looking to have dollar strength plays, I'm looking at what's the weakest. If we take a look at Euro USD, its move compared to pound's move, I'll just quickly bring that up. You see pound's move quite a bit further than euro, but yeah, it's just which one technically sets up the cleanest and a bit of risk to reward, then I'll take. But looking to sell euro and looking to sell pound. We'll go on to Aussie. I'm looking to sell Aussie as well, but like I say, we do have that rate decision. We may get a little bit of a spike, but let's just go out to the weekly, take stock of where we are. We did pick out in last week's video, this is a key area where we sold off before, and we could be looking for selling opportunities here. We've got this push, and now any pullback at the start of the week, maybe the rate decision on Tuesday we do get a spike which may help us, but we can take a look at this high, which gives us nice structure, resistance here, support here, support here. So any pullback, maybe on Tuesday we get a pullback into there, and then we look for a breakdown from there. So really, if we get a bullish reaction from this rate decision, then we're looking to fade it. Maybe we get a pullback and then a strong reaction, then we'll just wait for another pullback. I don't want to be in this before it, basically, but yeah, it'll be on my radar after. You can see that we're breaking out of this structure as well. So we've rated a key weekly high, and now we're breaking this bullish structure to the downside. We've got this push. Now we wait for a pullback to continue to the downside. We do not want to be selling here. Doesn't make sense. Where you're going to put your stop up here, the risk reward isn't too great, and then you risk the chance of a pullback anyway. So yeah, Aussie dollar to the downside, euro to the downside, pound to the downside. I prefer pound over anything at the moment. It may change, but I'll keep you updated. Let's take a look at Kiwi. It's obviously very similar to all the others, but we'll take a look at the weekly and where we were. Huge momentum candle to the downside, and we've also swept a key weekly high. We've also swept here. Resistance, resistance, resistance. Any pullback, maybe into here, which is previous resistance. I'll just put that on now as a key area to look at. Resistance, resistance, pullback into this area, then we can look for selling opportunities, and this would be the first target, and then we'll leave the rest on and see if we can get more to the downside. Excuse me. Dollar yen, let's take a look at the H4, because we do have some structure that I've been keeping an eye on for some time. As you know, I've been waiting on dollar strength to kick in, and it looks like those job numbers have been the catalyst to push price higher. So at the moment, looks like we're breaking out, but we do have this resistance going across here. So I would like a push, a pullback, and then that's where I would start looking at dollar yen longs. We'll take a quick look at dollar Swiss. Also in a downward channel. Resistance, resistance, resistance. If I'm looking for some strength, here's previous resistance here. We can break out, we can pull back, and then that's where I would look to long dollar Swiss. Dollar CAD a little bit choppier. We do have this swing though, in case we come down one more time and then deviate that back and then look for buying opportunities. At the moment, I'd probably let Monday unfold in this. It's just a little unclear of where there's good structure, to be honest. Maybe we could do something like this. So we have resistance, resistance, resistance. Yeah, it's just not the cleanest. Support. I would like to see a little bit more. Obviously, the structure is still bearish. So if we can come up, clear out a few highs, pull back, and then look to get long, that's maybe something to keep on the back burner. It's not as clean technically. It's a little bit more choppier, and something that I'll put in the back of the list. But yeah, the key focus for me this week is the dollar pairs. Especially pound dollar to the downside, and maybe potentially some euro Aussie to the upside, something that I could be interested in. But at the moment, the price action is a little bit choppy, so that's something where I would let Monday's range unfold and see if we could get a buying opportunity there. But yeah, as you can see from the price action, it's not too great. If I'm looking to buy, maybe a pullback into these previous highs would make sense to me. Resistance here, resistance, and resistance, pull back, and then look for some buying opportunities. I do like euro Aussie to the upside and euro New Zealand to the upside. We seem to have cleared out quite a few highs. The price action here is not great, very, very choppy, but we've cleared out these highs. If we could get a pullback potentially at the start of the week into previous resistance here, turn to support, then I would look for buying opportunities in euro New Zealand, and I'll just take it high at a time. But price action has been quite choppy on this, so do be careful. There are probably better instruments to be trading, and I think maybe the focus should be on, if you're focusing on anything, maybe it's dollar strength plays, as they seem to be kicking in this week. So I don't want to take up too much of your time. That's really what I'm looking at the start of the week. It can change, as you know, as things develop throughout the week. I will take a look at Bitcoin and Ethereum. Something that I've been keeping a key eye on. Let's go out to the daily here. This daily high, if I can pull this straight across, I'm looking for selling opportunities. I'm looking for that dollar strength, but we can see that the market's being held up here, support. So if we can break that, pull back, then this is where I think more room to the downside will open up. At the moment, price action is just chopping sideways, so just keep an eye on these lows. If I was looking to get involved, a clear break, retest, and then that opens up room to the downside. It means you're not selling straight into support. That is broke to the downside, and you can just wait on a pullback to get involved with that. So patience required there. Let's take a look at Ethereum. The thing that I like about Ethereum is this: we've taken out a key swing point, and if you look at, let's just go back to Kiwi here. See the key swing point? Key swing point. Once people are trapped, and then the bigger move to the downside happens, and that's the same with Aussie dollar. This key swing point, this high where we've had this huge sell-off before, price comes up, just nabs it, and then you get the explosive move. People are trapped here above here because they think that price is breaking out, and pain to the downside. So if we just go back to Ethereum here, you can see that this is where we've sold off heavily before, and people are trapped now, and maybe trying to buy the breakout of this. You can see it's failed a few times, so I'm just following structure, really looking for a little bit more confirmation. If we can break out of this pullback structure, pull back, and then that may open up the gates to more downside. If you're looking to buy this, then you've got a key level here of previous resistance, resistance, resistance. If you want to buy, wait for a daily close above that, and then go down into your lower time frames and look for momentum to the upside. Next key swing point, next key swing point there. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at this week. Being patient and looking for dollar strength to kick in. It looks like it's finally kicking in, and it's something that we can try and take advantage of this week. So just be wary that there is that rate decision out of Australia, and then we'll be looking at some Aussie pairs. But yeah, I wish you a profitable week, and I'll see you guys in the group tomorrow morning.